Information technology, code is 402. We are looking at sample question paper with marking scheme. Snehal works for an event management company. She has prepared a presentation, and while setting up the slideshow, she is getting the following options. Explain them briefly. So these are the options she would get when she is about to present or slideshow, because in a presentation or a PowerPoint, each page is called a slide, and then whenever we present, every slide is presented as a single page, and that show is called a slideshow. That is called a slideshow. So presented by a speaker, this is a setup show. So you see here, presented by a speaker, full screen, browsed by an individual window, and browsed at a kiosk, full screen. So let us see one by one. First thing is presented by a speaker. So this we will use, or this option we will use if the presentation is to be made to an audience, that is more than one people are there who are listening. Second is browsed by an individual. So browsed by an individual is employed or used when the presentation is to be made to an individual. To an individual. There is one person. Okay. Browsed by an individual and presented to an individual. Okay. So this is third option now. Browsed at kiosk. Kiosk. So kiosk means a place where people come and go. So kiosk, computer terminal, where people can come and go. So this is browsed at a kiosk is used when the presentation is to be given at kiosk, computer terminal. So these are the three ways of presenting. What is DDL and DML? DDL and DML. Okay. Let me tell you, in database management system, relational database management system, we have SQL, structured query language. So we have different kind of commands we use. For example, DDL, DML, and DCL and TCL. So DDL and DML is being asked. So let us see them. We will give the example also. DDL stands for, or it is the acronym for data definition language. In a database, making a database, creating a database, that is, whenever you make a house, you will make a framework, architecture. So DDL is all about the architecture. Data definition language. So you create a schema, database, how it is going to be. As I said, when you're going to make a house, before that you will make a architecture. So that is the schema of the database. How many tables will be there? What is the name of the table? What are the fields like this? Then data manipulation language, DML. So now when you have the data already made or database already made, you need to populate it, and then there are certain modification you would like to do. So you cannot classify DDL, but DML can be classified into procedural and non-procedural DMLs. DMLs, procedural and non-procedural DMLs. For example, for DDL, we have creating a table, altering a table, dropping a table, or dropping even a database, truncating, comment and rename. In DML, we can select, insert a field, update a field, a record, delete a record, merge, call. These are DML commands. One more thing is SQL statement cannot be rolled back. Rollback means if you have come to the certain points, you cannot go back. In DML, SQL statement can be rolled back. This can be done. DDL command affect the entire database. Please remember it, database entirely or the table. DML command affect one or more records only, that is rows. So data definition language, DDL, this is a standard for commands that define the different structure in a database. So here you can create, modify, remove database, like table, indexes, and users. For example, create, alter, drop, as we just discussed now. Data manipulation language is a language, same thing, SQL, that enables user to access and manipulate data in a database. So DML, DL are not different. They are the SQL commands only. But one is making the database, one is manipulating or say just changing the fields. So the goal is to provide efficient human interaction with the system. Insert, update, delete, like this. Rohan's grandfather was wondering that how does Rohan chat on web with his father posted in California. Elaborate the steps involved while transferring data over internet. So Rohan, his grandfather is here. Now he sees Rohan chatting on web. So chatting on web, the father is 7 seas away in California, America. So how does this work? How does this actually technology, what is the basic of this technology? So I'll just go to the detail of this. First of all, whatever you do means on a mobile or on a computer system, that is a data. So data goes from one place to another. But while you're speaking, while you're video calling or audio calling, everything doesn't go one by at once. The data, which is normally a bigger size, is broken into smaller sized pieces. That is called as a packet. So for example, this whole data is divided into 3 packets. Now this packet, because this packet has no information now, means data is there, but there will be a header now added. Header will contain all the different information along with from where this data has come and from where it is destined to. That is, the source address and the destination address is given here. Okay. Now this destination, because it is known and source is also known, so wherever it goes, from India it goes to say Singapore, it goes to China, or it may take multiple paths. But since the destination is fixed, it goes to a proper location. On all these packets, they go to different, they may take different paths, but they go to the same destination. May not take same route. At the destination, what will happen? See, there are different kind of connections: TCP, Transmission Control Protocol, UDP, User Datagram Protocol. So there are different ways. We are not going into the detail, but the thing is that the packet when they reach the destination, because they were already divided or they were broken, they need to be reassembled, combined together, and that is reassembling. So this is how the whole scenario of communication over a channel, over a network works. So this is Rohan grandfather's. Now he's happy. He knows that how communication is done. Elaborate the 5 types of views available in a spreadsheet. So spreadsheet you can just understand by rows and columns. It's all about tables. This is also a table. The intersection of rows and columns is called a cell. But spreadsheet is all about arranging the related data in a way it can be manipulated, understood, analyzed. So there are different views in which you can view it. Normal view, this is the default view of the spreadsheet. Page layout, page break, preview, custom views, full screen. So there are different kind of views depending upon your usage, depending upon how you actually want to view it, how you want to present it. So normal view is default view. It's a collection of cell arranged in a work area. Page layout, it is quickly fine-tuned to fine-tune a worksheet that contains many charts or huge amounts of data and achieve professional looking result. So this is for page layout. Page break review. Say this is similar to the page layout option, except you can set that area that is to be set as a page after inserting a page break. So here you page break and then you see how it will look. Custom view, to view selected areas of a document, the custom view option can be used because the document can be very big. You just want to see certain place, certain area, that is custom views. And full screen is all about only the blocks. That is, the workbook covers everything. All the panels will be hidden. All tabs will be hidden. Write the points to be kept in mind to make an effective presentation for the audience. So mention any 5 points. So whenever you are presenting, please remember you are presenting. You are coming in front of an audience. So first of all, you have to give them good information, legal information, and then you have to make them happy also. That is, they must feel good. Oh, what a presentation it was. They must learn. So PowerPoint means all about research. You need to know your topic, collect the material, don't just copy, make your own material or learn it before you go. Because question will be asked. People would ask question. Before going to a PowerPoint presentation, how many slides you have? These slides need to have a commentary. That is what you are going to speak. Then you need to know what is going to be the audience. Highlight the key points. And keep the key points, that is the bullets, as short as possible. Just don't flood everything on a slide, that just show the slide and people are going to read. Nobody is going to read. You are going to tell them, you are going to present yourself. Nobody is going to listen, see the slide. They are here to listen to you. And use simple language in your slide and while you are presenting also. That is, in a one slide, don't make more than 3 to 4 bullets. Okay. Limit the number of slides. Just 1 minute, one slide. You cannot have multiple, 100 or 200 slides. Just make, because 30 or 35 minutes people will understand. Otherwise, if you are very good, they will wait for 45 minutes. Fancy fonts, fancy kind of look, people don't like it. Make it sober. People would like it. Just the color scheme should be good. See, blue color, green color, you love the sea water, you love the greenery. So blue, green, all these colors, white, they're good. If you're using some orangish color, people won't like it. Black on yellow, yellow on white on say black, people won't like it. So color scheme should be good for the eyes. And when you change the slides, transition and animation should not be a distraction. Because they are glued, they have to be glued to you. If you change the slide in a way, they will be distracted. And then use a slide design template. Always use a template because your slide should look consistent. Every slide should look consistent. Otherwise, one have different font, everything will be different, right? Write a query to create a table with the following structure. So this is the A part. There is another part, B. It has 3 subparts. First one, write a query to create a table. So this is quite easy because you just have to make a table. And all the content is given here. Field, PID. The PID has to be character 4. PName should be variable character 20. Description should be variable character 40. Price should be decimal, that is the floating type. So what you have to do here is, there is a simple command. Create table and just give the name of the table. That is product is because you are going to make the name as product. So create table and the name of the table, that is product. Then what you are going to do, in the round brackets, all these you have to write PID with a space char 4. Just copy this PID char 4. Now you have to use a comma. All these are separated by comma. Pname varchar, description varchar, price decimal, all are separated by comma. Now finish with a round bracket and then give a semicolon. Then you can run this query. So the table will be created with all these data types. B is consider the following vendor table and write the queries. So it has 3 subparts. So we have 4 columns, 4 fields, 4 attributes. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4 records. 4 records. Write a query to display all records. So in order to display all the records, there is a simple query. Select star. Star is for all the records. And from where you have to give from where, because there can be multiple tables. So from vendor. Vendor is the name of the table. So select star from vendor. This is the query. Select should be written in the first line. From in the second line. This will look good. Select star because select from where is the type we write. Select star from it. Write a query to add a new row with the following details. So this is a record you have to enter. So there has to be, after this query, there will be one more record added to it. So it's a very simple insert into values. So insert into, after that you have to write the name of the table, which is vendor. And what are the values? It is already given. These are the 4 values. So insert into the name of the table vendor, then values, and then put these all 4 values here. The next one is write a query to modify the location of V003 from Kolkata to Gujarat. So in order to modify, we have to update. We are modifying. So you have to use update set. So we have already used insert. Now I'm going to tell you about update and set. This is the command format. Update what? That is the table name, right? Update vendor. Set what? Location you have to change to Gujarat. Set location equals Gujarat. Update set. Update vendor, that is table. Set location equals Gujarat. Where location equals Kolkata. And location equals Kolkata. But one more thing is given. Location of V003 from. So Kolkata is only 1. So you can just leave this query like this. But if you want really to add some more thing, so you can add. This is optional. And vendor equals a vendor ID equals V003. This is you have to add. Okay. So this is just optional because Kolkata is only 1. Okay, this is all about the sample question paper. Hope you got the idea how you are going to answer. Thank you so much. Take care of yourself.